Hi, my name is A.D. Roberts from In War and Peace and Aeroscale, and today I've got my hands on ICM's new 1/48 scale kit number 48324 Conquerors of Europe's Skies, the VE Day 80th anniversary celebration. So this is part 1 of a 2 or 3 part video which will also be covering the builds of all 3 aircraft. What have we got? Well, there's 3 kits inside this. One is the B-26C Marauder, which was new tooled in 2024. We then have the P-51D Mustang, which was new tooled in 2000. And then we have a Spitfire Mk XVI, new tooled in 2001. This particular kit derives from a 2001 new tooled of the Mark IX Spitfire by ICM. That at the time was very interesting kit with some incredible detail in the cockpit, and in particular the full Rolls-Royce Merlin 266 engine. This was specifically boosted for low altitude flying, but that even to this day still looks much better than some of the other manufacturers' offerings. I did get the beer run ICM Spitfire, a Mark IX. Being transparent, there were a few issues with it, especially around the engine. Not the engine itself, but when trying to close up at the front. The plastic of the kit was very light, and when you put the 2 halves of the fuselage together, the nose end from just past the cockpit bent slightly outwards. However, with patience, a couple of clamps, I managed to get it to close up nicely in the end. The wings are well defined and look good. The panel lines and inspection points are quite fine, but obviously visible. Now to the business end of this Spitfire and the cockpit. Now, bearing the age of this aircraft and bear in mind that this is all done moulded in plastic, the control stick is one of the items that I look at and think, well, that's as near realism as you're going to see. Cockpit instruments do look not just accurate but well detailed. Now again, bear with this because this is potentially 24 years old. For that reason, I do hold the detail done in very high regard. Is it perfect for its age? No. And the fact that you have some very visual detail, I think, is an asset to the company for changing things up to taking a whole new level back 24 years ago. The glazing has been moulded extremely well. There's no distortion when you pick it up and look through, and it's perfect really just to finish off this job. Here's just a few more of the sprues from the box. Obviously the wings, which you've seen, more detailed ones at the beginning. On sprue D we have parts of the engine cowling. There's the rudder and stabilizers and some armament. The decals well detailed, the film is good, and so it should be able to sit down nice and easy with some microsole and micro set. There are 2 options for the Spitfire Mk XVI. The first one is Spitfire LF 16E 74 Squadron, Drope, Germany. The next one is for the Spitfire LF 16E Squadron Leader K Pniak. 7 victories, OC number 308, Krakow Squadron, England, summer of 1945. The Mustang P-51D is potentially a year older than the Spitfire Mk XVI, and I am noticing some differences in the plastic, which on this particular aircraft is much thicker than that of the Spitfire, which means it should go together easier, you would think. But I forgot There was a time period when they did not have any pins or locating holes in which to line up and help with putting two parts together. The kit comes with 4 sprues in light grey colour and 1 clear sprue for the cockpit glazing and the instrument panel. The instructions for the build are on 1.5 pages. Well, it's not my first rodeo, as they say, putting together a kit with no pins or locate parts. The main 2 parts of the body of the Mustang fit quite well, and you will need to have some tape to hold them in place whilst gluing. Other than that, I believe it will be a straightforward build. A couple of bits to look out for, like the hard plastic, in cutting out parts. And if you have to file them, or perhaps some flash, please be careful. It would be so easy to file off the delicate lines, rivets and other detail. That aside, this could be still a decent build, as is, but would look better with some photo etch. Decals are very crisp and well presented, and I do not think there will be any issues whatsoever with these on placing and setting. There is only one option for this aircraft. It's the P-51D Major P. McKinnon 4th Fighter Group, Spring 1945. And finally, we're on to the B-26 Marauder. And so at last, the big one. This is a very impressive looking kit, new taught less than a year ago, so let's take a look to see what we have. The body of the Marauder is very nicely done. Panel lines on the outside internally with 3 sections of ribbon. One at the front close to the nose, the second ribbon is leading up to the wing spars, the third section is from the tail just past the turret. It is when you start pulling the kit out of the bags you start to realise the time and effort that ICM have invested into this kit technically. The kit appears to be split into different areas, like the cockpit, which has all the instrument panels and the levers that you would expect to see. The only thing lacking in that area is harness detail, which is a slight disappointment. My passion is dioramas, and I have to say this kit lends a lot of scope to be able to make a cracking diorama. Personally, I would go with a full crew in their various operating positions with cutout sections, thus highlighting the impressive interior detail. The bulkheads that run between different sections are incredible and give the realistic feel to the different sections. The bomb bay, I thought, was an amazing in itself and allows for more options like ground crew loading bombs or dropping bombs from a raid somewhere in Europe. Wow, now I am wanting to just get on and build it. Anyway, back to reality and the inbox review. Heading back towards the rear of the Marauder and a series of weapons that again make you realise that with forward thinking how impressive it is to make them really look the part. The glazing is another amazing looking piece of engineering with different options and crisp detailing, and when I say crisp I also mean crystal clear. The engines are well detailed and realistic R2800 double wasp radial engines in the nacelles slung under the wing, driving a 4-bladed propellers, 18-cylinder air-cooled with a displacement of 2,800 cubic inches, 46 litres, and was part of the long-lived Wasp family of engines. So there is 3 options of finish for this particular aircraft. The first one is B-26C MO42-107783 Thumper, the 441st Bombardment Squadron, the 320th Bombardment Group, France, 1945. The second option is a B-26C-45-MO 42-107-534 Bellringer, the 441st Bombardment Squadron, 320th Bombardment Group, France, 1945. The third and last one is the B-26C-45-MO 42-107729 Stud Duck, 34th Bombardment Squadron, 17th Bombardment Group, France, Lonvic, April 1945. There is so much to admire about this kit. It is difficult to find any fault apart from the lack of harness detail and possibly some photo etch. It really is that good. If you like American medium bombers, then this is the place to start looking. ICM Holdings have yet again come up with another amazing new tooled kit, and I genuinely really hope that they carry on in the same fashion. Let's be honest, there is a huge amount of World War II and beyond that have not made it onto the market in new tooled and in 48th scale. So ICM Holding, the world is your oyster, and I know of a number of aircraft that in the same scale would be greatly received by the modelers of the world. As I was saying earlier, I have decided to do this one video plus two more probably, and showing you the build process and how well it fits together and comes together, etc. And if you're lucky and I get enough time, I will do a diorama with one of them at least, but preferably with all three. Let us not forget, of course, that ICM, quite a lot of other companies, are still out in the Ukraine. They're still turning up to work every day and being there for people like us modelers to keep us happy. So I just want to say, I think all Ukrainians going through what they've gone through in the last few years, you're absolutely bloody amazing people. Brave and courageous does not even get to the point of what you people are. You are beyond anything I've ever seen, and you're still there, still fighting. I'm AD Roberts from In War and Peace and Aeroscale, and I would just like to thank everybody out there for watching this video. And if you want to see the other builds, then please press like and subscribe, and then you'll get updates of when I upload more stuff. In the meantime, whatever you're doing, wherever you are, stay safe, much magic, and happy modelling. And I'll see you in the next video.